Yo book club peeps. Alright, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Yes, this is the old edition and it looks like it's from the ancient times. To put this as well as I can, like honestly I don't even know how to summarize this book because it just embodies so much information. It's almost like everything I've ever learned and known and heard about mindset came from this book. I mean, obviously Tony Robbins is a very well-known mindset motivator and mental coach and for all these huge celebrities, and he charges like $3,000 an hour or something crazy. Obviously he knows what he's talking about. I'm going to try my best to summarize the little bits and pieces that stood out to me. So to kind of start, like when you want to make a change, you have to just have a dream. You have to have this passion or desire or this thought of finding your purpose to keep you catapulting forward. And I believe that like many people just never find their purpose or never really know where they're going. But if you have this like little inkling in the back of your mind of what you like to do and what sets you on fire, it's something to pay attention to. And the longer you walk towards this thing that you're just super interested in, the quicker you're going to start seeing new doors open up that you can start following. And when you start following those new doors and those new pathways that are coming out, you open the door, you see three more paths, you take the next path, and you find another door and take the next one. You're gonna find yourself in a completely new place with all these new opportunities in front of you because you've had this dream and this vision. And if you believe in the universe and like the law of attraction type stuff, you have to also believe that if you can at least dream it, it can be a reality. And I think that's so inspiring. Obviously, it comes with super crazy hard work and diligence. So, you know, it's not like you want something, you're gonna get it, but you get what I'm saying. You also have to be able to like make a decision in your life. Like, what path do you want to go? What type of person do you want to show up to be? What type of person are you trying to be in a relationship? How many kids do you want to have? Like, where do you just see your life going? I know that's a super huge question for so many people as well, to just kind of like see that they almost need to start moving forward to figure out where their destiny is going. And also, with that being said, you have to be able to look past any time you might make a mistake or be discouraged or see like you're failing at something, because failure is literally you giving up, nothing else. Failure doesn't mean disappointment. Failure doesn't mean you stopping and having to restart or a company failing. Failure means just giving up completely on everything. A good quote in here was just, "I'm not discouraged because every wrong attempt discarded is another step forward." And that's by Thomas Edison. And leading into that, you know, if you don't have a plan for your life, no one else does either. And at the end of the day, it's completely up to you to make a decision on the person you want to become. No one's going to necessarily help you get there or be the make you get there. No one else sees what's going on inside of your mind. After that, Tony talks about belief systems and how the power to create and the power to destroy is put into these beliefs. And a lot of you guys that are in this mindset world have heard limiting beliefs or false beliefs. And essentially those are just things that have shaped our minds back when we were children. Those experiences and perceptions that we've had are still kind of nagging and holding on and eating away at us sometimes. So you might have that conscious thought to, I want to go after A. And then in the back of your mind, you have this subconscious thought, like your ego almost protecting you, saying, you can't go after that because remember when you were 15 and blah, blah, blah happened? If you get where I'm going with that. So beliefs truly have the power to create something moving forward or to destroy you. Understanding what a belief is where it all begins. And Tony says that a belief is like what we feel like is a feeling of certainty about something that we've experienced. If you say like, I'm intelligent, that means I feel that I'm intelligent. So now if I say, I don't think I'm not intelligent, that means I don't feel like I'm intelligent. But why do I feel those ways? Why would I feel intelligent versus like non-intelligent? I believe that stems from things that have happened in your childhood. And it's not really just my belief, it's you know, how kind of all this is structured out. And if your belief is truth to you and you aren't willing to change it, if it's a negative one, it's going to truly rule you forever. If you believe that you're never going to be smart enough to follow something, then you're right. And to make changes when you have limiting beliefs, it just starts with like starting small. What little things can you do every day to just make yourself a little bit happier, a little bit more believable? Maybe some affirmations or some work going back in and healing that inner child. There's so many ways that you can go about this, but you know, having like a mindset mentor or coach also helps a lot. And I know that that was truly the biggest change for me, was just hiring someone that helped lead me into a little bit better of a mind place to start growing in the correct way. Tony then goes into a lot of information about like these NAC master steps, and all that really means is like he kind of teaches you the science of neuroassociative conditioning and how to help people make changes within themselves. He also talks about how to get what you really want. So if you're looking for a book where it's like, I need to discover myself a little bit more and really find out what's going on, and you're going to take this seriously, take the time to go through it, do the worksheets, do all the stuff he suggests, and actually spend time, I mean, probably months studying this, you're going to see change. One thing that's super important is also how we speak. What vocabulary do we use? Do we use kind words towards ourselves? Do we use certain words? Do we use words that are going to make us feel like we can accomplish anything? Are we talking down? You know, like what's the tone of our voice and how do we speak to ourselves? Because if you can also learn how to transform your vocabulary, you're not just helping yourself, but you're helping other people. With me and my mentoring, I feel like a lot of my help has come from just understanding like the context of questions and how to phrase things and what words to use. And you know, going from what I just said, like asking a question is the best way to discover what's going on deeper down inside of you. If you really want to know what's going on, ask questions. Ask yourself questions, ask other people questions, and remember this, if someone gets offended by the question you ask, it's a reflection of who they are on the inside and their insecurities and their own limiting beliefs, and not yours. And that's if you aren't saying anything completely out of the ordinary, right? Tony then shifts a little bit and talks about how to destroy some of these limiting beliefs, how to control your emotions. Which, guys, if you have a lot of emotional issues and you cry on like the spot, or you get really angry easy and you don't know why, those emotions are severely closely connected to these old emotional triggers, all these old past events that have happened to you, right? So the work comes with analyzing and understanding, where does that stem from? Why do I get angry every time Michael doesn't put the dishes away, right? You have to ask those questions to yourself to just truly understand, like, okay, if that's where it's coming from, now how do I change myself? Because you can't make a change if you don't really understand what's truly going on underneath. So Tony then goes into part 2 of the book, taking control of their master system. He kind of just talks about figuring out your life values. Like, what's your personal compass? What morals do you live by? Because if you know your morals and you know what your values are, it's going to be so much easier to make a decision and figure out what direction you want to go in your life. He then talks about expanding your brain, and then in part 3, he just goes into the 7 days to shape your life, and really this little part is just teaching you, like, what do you have to do to really become a successful person. And he breaks it down day by day, what you need to learn, what to focus on, and where you feel like your life is going to go. In the very last part, which is part 4, Tony goes into a lesson in destiny, and he just gives like nice little wisdom about his life, where he's been, how you can become the best version of yourself, and that honestly, you can be anything you want to be. So the end quote for this book is, someday, after we've mastered all the winds, the waves, the tide, and the gravity, we shall harness for God the energies of love. Then, for the second time in history of the world, man will have discovered fire. Pretty cool book. I highly recommend it, but guys, like I said, it's very long, and it's not a challenging read. It's not hard to read. It's going to be hard to apply, and possibly hard to understand and do on your own without a mentor. So maybe this is a good place to start, but then you might have to outsource and reach a little bit deeper once you have a broad knowledge of really what Tony's talking about. Yeah, so overall, great book. I recommend it. Thank you, Tony. If you guys do like his type of work, but you want to see what it's about before, his shit's all over YouTube. So just download anything from Tony Robbins and you're going to be mind blown. Everything he says is pretty important, and he's like one of the main people back in the day that started this. I'm gonna stop jabbling. I did not do this book justice, so go give it a read. I will talk to you beautiful angels later. Thanks for listening, and join me on book club.